Are you looking for a Chinchin recipe that's super crunchy, incredibly delicious, and perfect for making maximum profits? In this video, I will show you how to make the best budget-friendly Chinchin with fewer ingredients while still getting top-notch quality. Whether you want to sell in supermarkets, schools, or your workplace, this is the perfect recipe for you. Stay tuned, you will thank me later. So these are the ingredients we'll be needing for our Chinchin recipe. We have our flour, which has been sifted already, and I made use of an electronic weighing scale to weigh my flour. Then we have our margarine, we have our sugar, we have our milk flavor. I make use of the Desonex brand. We have our nutmeg, we have our salt, we have baking powder, Hammer baking powder, then we have our vanilla flavor. I make use of Naga. Then we also have our water. So these are the basic ingredients for our Chinchin. Please check the description box for their quantities respectively. Now into our flour we'll be adding our sugar. Then with a clean hand we mix the mixture together. After mixing, we will add our salt. This is 1. Two teaspoons. Then we add in our nutmeg. Next we add our baking powder. Please take note that this is going to be in heaped form, just as I have shown in this video, not leveled, heaped form, heap, not leveled. Then we add our milk flavor. You can actually make use of your hands to mix. I'm just trying to pamper my hands prior to kneading. Add your vanilla flavor. Also into your flour, you add in your margarine. Please take note that I had already removed a part of this margarine. Some part has been removed, and this part that I have removed, I'll be making use of it while I'm kneading the dough. Don't worry, you will see what I'm talking about while you follow the process. So it was at this point that I no longer want to pamper my hands, because I feel that the spatula might not be able to properly mix the margarine and flour mixture together. So what you are going to do, you make use of your clean hands to mix your mixture. Ensure that your margarine is fully incorporated into your flour mixture. Pour your water into the mixture. Please ensure that you are pouring the water gradually, and you keep pouring till you form a dough. Now we have reached our desired consistency. The dough is not too thick. The dough is not too thin. Okay? So at this point, we'll be adding our remaining margarine. Remember I told you earlier that you will not be using the whole margarine. So you take a part of it for mixing and a part you'll be using while you are kneading. So here I just added the remaining margarine into the dough. Please make sure you do not over knead your dough. The main reason why we are still kneading is just for the margarine to be incorporated into the dough. And this is how our dough looks like at the end. See, not too thin, not too thick. Cover your dough and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. This is how our dough looks like after 10 minutes. Now we are getting ready for rolling, so we'll be making use of a rolling pin and also a pizza cutter. If you do not have a pizza cutter, you can make use of a knife. We will also be making use of a flour. In fact, it is very, very important. Now, take a small portion of your dough, the one you know you can work with. So once you take a small portion of it, you place it on that surface that is filled with flour, because we are ready for rolling. Okay, so I can actually work with this. So just like I'd already told you, you have to take a portion that you know you can work with so that it will not be too stressful for you, especially while you are rolling out. And now this particular recipe is quite cunning. Remember that we are not making use of a large quantity of margarine, so there's a tendency that the dough might be sticky. I mean, especially when you cut the dough, when you're cutting it, you discover that they'll be coming together. So sometimes it might be stressful for you to actually separate them. So that is why I made sure that I covered the old dough with flour. Okay, just follow the process as it is in this video. Now, using your rolling pin, you flatten the dough, flatten it out, roll it out. The aim is for you to achieve a rolled out dough that is not thick and that is not thin. So ensure that you roll out with your rolling pin. Now, did you notice what I did here? I tried as much as possible to carry the flour under. The way I did it, I spread. It's more like you're making a fondant. So like I said, this can actually be very corny. So you must make sure that the flour is beneath your dough. See the way I'm even moving the dough. I'm trying to ensure that the flour is beneath it. And remember what I did when I flipped it, I also added flour under it to make sure that while I'm rolling out, the dough does not remain sticked to the surface. Do you understand? So I'm just using my hands to check whether I've achieved the consistency that is not too thick. Okay, so just use your hand, check for the areas that are thick. If you discover there's any area that is thick, you roll out. If there's any area that is thin, just leave it like that. Okay? Now this is how your dough should look like at the end. Okay, not too thin, not too thick. And if you notice, there's still flour under, so it will not be difficult for me to cut. So I'm making use of my pizza cutter, and I'm just going to draw a line from the end, from the beginning of my dough till the end. Now that we are done cutting vertically, then we cut horizontally. I don't know whether you've noticed it, but do you know that there are different shapes of chinchin? I mean, chinchin comes in different shapes. You have those that are long, you have those that have that kind of square form, you have those that have that octagon form, not octagon, more like a pentagon form. So it all depends on the way they cut the chinchin. So the one I did initially, I wanted it to be long. So this one is just the ones that are short, those ones that comes in a kind of square form. That's what I just showed you. However, the first one is preferable because there's a tendency that you make more profit with it than this square form, okay? But whichever that works for you, fine. If you find this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like and leave a comment. It helps me create more content like this, and you will never miss out on useful tips when I upload new videos. After cutting out the chinchin dough, you can now proceed to frying the dough. How do you know that the oil is perfect enough to frying the dough? Now you take a part of your cut pieces of dough and place it into a hot oil. So if it bounces up almost immediately, then you are good to go. Please make sure that your oil is not too hot while you are frying. So you are going to fry under a medium heat. If your oil is too low, definitely your chinchin will soak oil. And if it is too high, you might find out that your chinchin might come out undone. Now there are actually several tips to note while making chinchin. I'm going to just send the link. In fact, this video is going to come with the link. Please do well to watch the video because it contains 10 key tips to note while frying chinchin. Part of it is to also ensure that you do not overcrowd your chinchin, and it means that you have to fry in batches. You don't just fry at a go. Calm down and fry your chinchin. So the moment you observe that your chinchin is golden brown, please bring out from the fire and drain using a sieve. Then you spread on a clean or neat tray pan to allow it to cool before packaging. Point to note, please make sure that you bring out your chinchin when you discover that it is golden brown. Golden, that is, it is not too brown, because the moment it enters the sieve, it gets darker, and I'm very sure you will not want a chinchin that is too brown. Guys, can you see how our chinchin is looking like? It's looking so fine. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more helpful tutorials. See you in the next one.